Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to start off by giving all praises and glory to
Hawa
Yahweh,
Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem B'Chakodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yesharala that rule well, and salutations to you, Akim, out there in the highways and the byways, preaching His word in truth and in sincerity. This is GMS Chicago coming at you again with another lesson. And, this lesson is basically going to be about controlling your spirit. And it was inspired, because I was reading the book of Esther, the first chapter, and it shows you how this heathen king, I believe it was Xerxes, how he kept, as angry as he was, how he kept his composure, he kept his cool, and went to the wise man instead of taking action, or reacting according to his anger, and that part right there stuck out to me. And I was like, damn, this heathen king was so in control over his emotions and feelings that he didn't react upon. And it's like, man, how much more us, being the sons of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, being Israelites, are we supposed to be like that, man? Here it is, we're going to be the rulers of the kingdom, the rulers of the world, and yet we have a hard time controlling our spirit, our anger. Hey, that's not to be so, man. We have to be able to control it, man, because hey, a lot of us, if a kingdom was literally just handed to us, had an army, had everything, had people, peasants, everything, a lot of us will fuck it up based on the simple fact that we cannot control our emotions. And if a heathen can do it, man, how we could definitely do it, man. It's obviously, and of course, it's easier said than done, but it's not impossible. We have to learn how to control that, man. So our reactions could be based off wisdom and never off emotion, anger or anything in general. But right now we're focusing on anger, because a lot of times, out of anger, you'll do some stupid shit, and then you'll realize, like, damn, that could have gone a whole nother way. I didn't have to do all that, But we're gonna start off with that Esther. This is Esther 1, and I'm gonna start at I'm gonna start at 9. It says Esther 1 and 9. It says, also Vashti the queen made a feast for the woman in the royal house which belonged to King Ahasuerus. On the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Mehuman, Bista, Harbonah, Bigtha, and Abagtha, Setar, and Carcass, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king. So he commanded them to what? Verse 11, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princess her beauty, for she was fair to look on. Right? So so after this, him showing his stuff off, because when you read the whole chapter, that's what basically he's doing, showing his stuff off, throwing parties, so on and so forth, right? So once he was about to finish all that, he's like, what? Let me show off my woman. She's gorgeous, she's beautiful. Let me show the kingdom what I'm working with, what I have, how blessed I am, so to speak, right? It says, verse 12, but the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him. So him wanting to do that, this wicked ratchet bitch said no. And imagine you being on top of the world at that moment, being the king, having all this possession, land, resources, for some ratchet ass bitch just to say no to you. You know, who the fuck do you think you are, man? You know, it says right here, he was very wroth and his anger burned in him. So he was pissed. When anger burns in you, that means you're just ready to knock somebody's shit in. You're just ready to fucking start throwing shit, breaking windows, all that, right? Just go haywire, right? But even though that pissed him off, even though, because it says he was married, you know, he was in his drink, he still didn't react according to his emotions. Because all he could have done is like, man, bring that bitch over here and off with her head. What? She said, no, man, you know, so on and so forth. What he did, as much anger was burning in him, what did he do? Verse 13. Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times. And that's the point. You know, he went to the wise men instead of reacting on his emotions. You see, when I was reading that, it stuck out to me. I was like, damn, that's crazy. That's real mighty. You know, to be able to be in the position that he is, and yet being angry, being capable of doing whatever he wants, yet not doing it, and still, in the first thing he does, instead of reacting to his anger, he goes to the wise men. That's some real self-control, man. That's some. I mean, hey, I know Jake gets pissed off on this side when women reject him. So imagine your own bitch rejecting you in front of everybody, man, where everybody knows it. You know. Yet that did not move him to get out his square, so to speak, and react according to his emotions. No, what he did, he went to the wise men. You know, he went to the wise men and sought counsel, you know, from them. You know, and that's how we are supposed to be, man. You know, not react according to our anger, not let people, you know, be able to push our buttons so quickly, you know. But every reaction we should have should be according to wisdom. You know, if you don't have counselors, or, you know, Salakia. You know, if you don't have counselors and it's just something you got to do on the quicks, well, hey, still take time to meditate. Whatever time you have, take time to meditate, man, and go back to the scriptures. Would this be a wise decision? You know, how should I react according to this? You know, that should be our first initiative, instead of just acting according to our anger, man. Because a king that acts according to his anger will ruin his kingdom quickly, man. You know, that's why the Lord has us here to practice this, practice our ruling our spirit, being temperate, being patient, so on and so forth. You know, right now we're rehearsing the righteous acts so we can show the Lord that we're worthy to rule the kingdom. You know.
Come. And what's that saying in the world? When you start at school, the teacher will constantly tell you, think before you act. You know.
Yeah. Think before you act, man. You know, we have to practice that, and nothing should go off emotions. Yeah, we are gonna fail. We are gonna, you know, we're not gonna be perfect. Sometimes our emotions are gonna get the best of us, but we learn from that, and we strive to not let that happen again. You know, whatever went wrong at that situation where we acted upon emotions, we have to look back, analyze, and you know, fix that. You know, because you don't want to be somebody who's well, if you want to get it. There you go, Khan.
This is the book of Proverbs 25 and 28. He that had no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. So, so if you don't know how to rule your own spirit, you're basically going to be unstable with everything that comes along your way. You know, anybody can come in there and just, you know, make you lose your temper. Right. You'll do something wild. You know, you're basically defenseless. There's no way of holding up your guard. You know, but that's where the scriptures come in with the men of the Lord. They apply these scriptures to keep them, you know, calm, patient, you know, to meditate upon these things, and basically don't be rash to do whatever it is you want to do at the moment. You know, it's important to think things through. You know, that's one thing that I heard the brother Benji say. You know, that you know, he likes to think of every scenario. If you were to do this, basically step by step, what will be what will be the actions or consequences of what he did, you know.
Yeah, hey, us say we're supposed to be prudent. I believe prudent is what the ability to foresee what's good and of a high moral value. If I'm not mistaken, basically to see what's the best option for you to where you'll be able to keep your integrity, you won't lose your shit, and so on and so forth. So we have to be prudent. If we're prudent, we're gonna think before we act. Am I getting over emotional? What I'm about to do, if I do this, is it gonna put me in a bigger jam than if I just let it go? All that, and then praying to Yahweh Shemi Haushai, and then out of all that, whatever the Spirit tells you through the Spirit, then just take that action. But don't ever just react on it. Without thinking. We're just, I don't give a fuck. Nah, man. That hot head shit, that don't work, man. That shit don't even work on this side. People just exalted because people are fucking retarded. But even on this side, motherfuckers get killed every day just for being hot-headed.
Mm-hmm.
But I got one. This is Proverbs 16:32. It says, "He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city." So us being slow to anger, that makes us better than a mighty man. Cause what's the point of you being mighty if you're quickly, people could quickly make you angry, people could quickly, manipulate you, you're just to be a dead mighty man, So, but some that is slow to anger is better than that because he'll make the wise decisions, and he'll live longer because he's not gonna do stupid decisions based on his feelings. It says, "And he that ruleth his spirit, than he that taketh a city." Because when you're able to rule your spirit like that, you know how much you could accomplish, and this is just, and not just anger. Imagine being able to rule your spirit where you're being able to keep yourself from crying even though you really want to cry. Ruling your spirit where you're able to not get angry even though as angry you want to get, yet you don't show one bit. People like that are dangerous, man. Why? Because nobody's gonna know how and when are you gonna react. They're like, damn, is this guy mad? Is this guy, what the fuck am I to expect from him? And with that, you could accomplish a lot of things, get farther in life, and anywhere and everywhere, man. That's why it's better for him that rules his spirit than him that rules the city. Because you can have somebody ruling the city, but if they're emotional, what's the point of him taking the city? Now he's gonna lose that city right away. He took it, yeah. It was mighty how he took it, but he's gonna lose that shit right away because he can't control his emotions. Once that rules his spirit, if he's able to take a city, then guess what? He's gonna be able to keep that city, and prolong that city, and rule it well, righteously according to the scriptures. Why? Because he's able to rule his spirit. He's able to think before he acts.
I was gonna say Elder Makama, for example. I remember when he said Elder Makama, he knows how to fight. He knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he told brothers that he'll teach brothers. But he said once you learn this, you got to be extra disciplined because now you know how to actually hurt somebody. And if you just go off based emotions, just because someone offended you, or now you got into a fight and now you did a move that you weren't supposed to do just out of anger. You could really hurt somebody, and then you'll end up in prison. You have to go through Esau's system and all this BS. But being disciplined, being slow to anger, and that's like the brother was saying, that's mighty because you can easily walk away from situations that other people have difficulty walking away from. If someone is cursing you out or just yelling at you, you're able to keep your calm and not get the same vibration as they are, but try to de-escalate the situation. That's basically an important mindset to be in.
Right, even Esau has laws that are if you're known if you practice like boxing or Muay Thai or all that, like you have to tell somebody. You have to, if you're gonna fight somebody, you have to tell them like, hey bro, I don't want to fight. I know how to box. I know how to do Muay Thai. Why? Because you're already considered man, I forgot the word, lethal weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Is that's what it's called? If I'm not mistaken, but basically you're
Your body's a weapon.
your body's a weapon. You're considered dangerous. So if you don't know how to rule your anger and you know how to fight and you're just over there beating niggas up, Esau could charge you with even a higher charge because you weren't just some random nigga beating motherfuckers up. You knew how to fight, you know? You knew how to, you know? So ruling your spirit, man, comes a long way, man. You'll get more better outcomes than somebody who acts over emotional. Hey, well, I don't know if you remember that video. There was a video here in Chicago where there was a guy at a gas station, and the guy at the gas station got mad because the other guy, he thought that some guy was trying to rob him. So then his friend came in. He's like, "Hey, bro, I know y'all trying to rob me, this and that." The guy's like, "Man, nobody's trying to rob you. You know, if you would have robbed you, you would have been robbed." You know, and then the guy he got so mad, like, what? Ain't nobody gonna rob me. Took out his gun and just started shooting for no reason. For no reason. You know, he you know, all that shit for what? You know? But that's because what? Our people don't know how to rule their emotions. And all of this comes because of the fall of Esau, man. You know? And how he has these women raising these single mothers raising men. You know, babe. But now that we know this truth, even if we were raised by women, single mothers, you know, now we know that that's not how we're supposed to be, and now we know that we have to control all of this, man. That's not how a man reacts. A real man considers things. A real man thinks. A woman is the one that reacts off emotion. Why do you think when you cut a bitch, you just cut her? You don't even have to get loud. You just cut her through the spirit, and then all of a sudden she starts getting loud. Now she's getting loud, and now she wants to fight you. You know, that's a feminine spirit, man. You know.
This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. You know, because when you get mad, it's just like it's just best to keep quiet. You know, think things through. Like the Murph says that the Lord gave us 2 ears, 2 eyes to listen and see, and 1 mouth, you know, to not talk as much. But hey, the Lord gave us double the hearing, man. You know, so we can hear and get the situation, you know, that we're listening to. You know, and like the scriptures talk about, this is a time and place for everything, according to Ecclesiastes 3, 3. There's a time to speak, and there's a time to keep silence. You know, and being in in your emotions, if you're being mad, you got to know when it's time to speak and when it's time to keep quiet, because you might say something that's out of turn, something you don't mean, something that's just based off emotion, you know.
Yep. Hey, well, I got some. This is okay. This is Proverbs 14:29. It says, "He that is slow of wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalted folly." If you're hasty of spirit, your only folly is gonna come out of it. Nothing good, nothing beneficial for you. You know, none of that. It says, and he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, right? Because somebody who has great understanding, they're not gonna just jump to their wrath. They're gonna realize, okay, this nigga's trying to pick my buttons. This nigga's trying to do this. Oh, this is, you know, this is the outcome that could come out of this. You know what? Let me not do that. You know, a lot of times if you become that prudent man and you're constantly thinking and meditating, you are gonna be slow of wrath. You're not gonna get angry as fast because you're gonna be more in the understanding spirit. trying to, avoid a situation, what could happen according to situation, why you're gonna analyze yourself. Why am I feeling like this? You know, and all of that is gonna make you not get angry. You know, now like I said, there is a balance. You know, and you don't always want to constantly be thinking and like, should I? No, sometimes you do gotta react. You know, but if we do gotta react, hey, let our overall, when it comes to our anger, be that we have control over it. You know, so like that, when we do have to react, we at least we're able to discern it better, and like, okay, well, now I know that this is just a reaction because I could have avoided it, but this is something I just had to do. You'll be able to analyze that better instead of you're constantly letting your anger get to you. Now you're like, fuck, what is it? You're confused because you're not keeping it on check. This is verse, it's like in Proverbs 15 and 18. A wrathful man stirred up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeaseth strife. Hey, and the scriptures say, what? Blessed are the peacemakers. And that's what we're supposed to be. Hey, our first instinct should never be fighting. Obviously there's a time and place for everything. We'll know when we have to fight, a person or two. But our first instinct, if you could avoid getting angry, avoid a situation, avoid a fight, avoid an argument, then do it. Think about it, be prudent. Is it worth it? Is this, what's this gonna bring to me? Is it gonna bring a stain on my name? Is it gonna bring, honor to me? All that, man. We have to learn how to appease strife, man. This world exalts all that anger, and if somebody steps in your shoe, you better punch the shit out of them. Like, nah, man. Proverbs 19 and 11, it says, the discretion, the prudence, the wisdom of a man stops his anger. It slows it down. Why? Because you're analyzing things. And that's what that king in the book of Esther, the first chapter, did. His discretion deferred his anger. Instead of him just reacting, he's like, you know what? Well, let me chill and let me go to my wise men first, and then we'll see. And what happened? His wise men gave him some wise ass counsel to be able to treat the bitch that told him no, and to be able to get a new one. And to be able to put out laws that whoever, if any other wicked wretch will want to do that, hey, there'll be consequences for it. Let's see. And at the end of the day, if it is something that gets you that mad, man, leave it up to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because he vengeance is his, man. And the vengeance that he is gonna get for you is gonna be way greater than we could ever do with our own bare hands. We might be mad at somebody, or at something, we might want to do something. If we do it, we're only gonna get so far. But if you leave it up to the Lord, pray to him, or like we do, send curses, you'll have a way better outcome, revenge, a way better revenge, so to speak, than you taking matters into your own hands. So that us being men of the Lord, future rulers of the world, kings, priests, gods, that's how we have to act. We have to be able to rule our spirit. We have to be able to think more instead of just reacting. Like, of course there's a balance, but you won't get that balance unless we start being able to rule our spirit.
I was thinking of that scripture that says, I made thee ruler over few things, but you shall be ruler over many. Basically those that wait upon Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because it might seem like a little thing to hear that, to keep your emotions in check, to keep yourself in check before doing something you shouldn't, keeping, basically controlling your spirit. But at the end of the day, is a real big thing, because the Lord is showing us how to be how righteous are. We're part of that number, but they're but righteous rulers. How to judge accordingly. How to judge, when to judge. Just to have that kingly mentality, not a boyish, where you just lead upon emotion.
Mm-hmm. That's it. You get things. You can get that Romans 12. You could end up with that one.
This is the book of Romans 12 and 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord.
And there you go. If it's something that pisses you off that bad, that even if you do go to the counselors and you still don't like it, you're still pissed off, and you don't like the wisdom, but you're not gonna go against it. Like, hey, leave it up to Yahweh Shemi Hawashai, man. Leave it up to the Lord, man. Don't take matters into your own hands. First and foremost, go seek out wise counsel, do the wise thing, and then, do what it is that they say. And if you don't like the response, well then, if you don't like the response, then I still don't take matters into your own hands. And hey, vengeance is the Lord. Leave it up to the Lord, man. The Lord knows our heart. The Lord knows how angry things get us and what we would wish we could do upon the things that get us angry. And He'll take care of it according to His anger. Because I would say our anger is really weak when it compares to the anger of the Lord. So I'd rather have somebody receive the anger of the Lord than my own personal anger. That's greater wrath, man. But just leave it up to the Lord. Seek out what, think about things before you react. Seek out wise counsel and do what the wise counsel does. And if it is something you don't like, I'll say, hey, still do what the wise counsel does. Say the wise counsel the wise counselors, which would be the brethren, might tell you not to do something, and you might really want to do something. Like I said, if you don't like that answer, then hey, still do what the counselor says, because you're not gonna. I believe the scripture says, well, once you seek out counsel, don't repent. In other words, don't go back and regret it and do the opposite, but go to what the wise counselors told you to do. Do exactly that, even if you don't like it. And leave it up to Yahweh Shemi Hawashai, man. Because at the end of the day, the Lord is gonna give us what we desire, and that goes into into the vengeance, that we would wish upon certain people or things, or So hey, just wait on the Lord, man. And just strive to control your spirit. Let the Lord deal with everything, man. We shouldn't get easily manipulated. Especially by these fucking nobodies, man. These people that don't have wisdom. These children, so to speak. And then that's another thing. Look at it like that. Look at it like that. Like, these people are nothing. These people are peasants. Why would we let somebody like this even bother us? So hey, with that, with that mentality, you'll be able to appease your wrath more and more. Like, yeah, you know what? These motherfuckers are gonna die anyways. These are dead men walking. Why am I gonna let somebody of low morals, low self-esteem be able to put me out my square? Anything that'll help you, please appease your wrath, man.
Okay, but with that, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. We'd like to end off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to the Achaean pushing his word with truth and sincerity with charity. With that, shalom and
Shalom.
abba.
Ababa.